The Falcons will kick it off to get us underway. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So the New Mexico Lobos offense will have the football first. As we take a quick look at the impact players for today's game, what players did you guys look to for motivation to make an impact during your playing days, Jesse?
Well, it was the guys we relied on each and every week. We came into the season expecting these types of guys to be our biggest weapons, and every week those were the guys that had to deliver for us in order to have success.
Man, it's just fun to have those guys that are consistent. Like, they lead by example, then they start to learn their voice and lead the team. But every week, guys that you can count on, they punch the clock, and they're hard workers.
The play action fake. Those two not on the same page. It's incomplete.
Well, no surprise there on defense, right? You know the QB is going to be trying to target this guy. Nice job in coverage forcing that incompletion.
So already they've hit a speed bump on this opening drive. It's 3rd and 8. It's on target and complete. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a first down at the 38. And the Lobos come to the line with a new set of downs. He'll do it himself. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line?
Yeah, and it's a nice job by this defense understanding, listen, that QB is a threat. And they're going to run all kinds of options, and he's going to run the football. They were dialed in and got that sucker to the ground.
Got the first down and more. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
I'll tell you what, you want to quiet this crowd down. You want to do something demoralizing to your opponent. Establish the run game early on offense.
Wants to go up top on first down. Caught in the backfield. It's Landry. Got the completion, but nowhere to go as that defense reacted quickly.
When they try to spit it out to the running back on the perimeter of the field, you saw the speed and recognition by the defense, though, how quickly they were able to get to the back and get him down for a big loss.
They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
Well, they're working the slot receiver on a drag route here. He's just kind of fighting his way through the traffic. He's able to come out the other side and present a nice target for the quarterback.
He'll ride his man on the option. Once that ball was loose, offense didn't have a chance. Defenders everywhere. It's a turnover.
Man, and it was just the impact of the hit that dislodged the football from the ball carrier. There was a heat-seeking missile coming in there, and he knocked that thing loose.
Out of the gun to give to the back. And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2. Let's talk for a second about Air Force. Great pickup on the defensive front. 3-star defensive lineman gives a verbal commitment last week, and you really need to bring good talent into the program. Maybe diamonds in the rough. At this level, that's how they thrive.
Oh, there's no doubt. And just some of these guys, they're not as refined, but they've got the tools, right? And so I think he's got the tools, and this is a guy that you can build around that defensive line. You need all the big bodies you can get.
Looking to throw on first down. It's complete on the right side. Just what this offense was looking for. Sets him up at the 26 with the first down. New set of downs after the completion. Wants to throw on first down. Not quite in rhythm there. Incomplete.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open. That's why that one fell incomplete.
He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line.
Important in the passing game that it's not just receivers doing all the work. You got to get running backs involved. You got to get your big fellas. You got to get the tight ends going too.
Stopped at the 13-yard line as they try to turn this into points. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Might as well stick with it. Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone.
I think that was an example of the offensive coordinator trying to help out his quarterback. He's trying to keep these third downs manageable. You know, you throw the ball on second down and it's incomplete. Now you've set up third and long, and now you're set up to fail.
Here's the pressure. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Falcons. That's the kind of skill that makes guys stars. The improvisational skills, the blinding speed, the ability to make the big play and make defenses look silly.
Just straight silly. I mean, what do you want me to do? You put a guy that's that athletic, that fast at the quarterback spot. Now you're telling me to defend the run, defend the pass, defend the scrambles. I mean, goodness gracious. I don't know what you want a defense to do. There's no stopping that guy.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. We will get another look at this New Mexico offense. That fumble in plus territory just ruined that last drive, David.
Yeah, and those are frustrating when you got the offense moving a little bit and you put that thing on the deck, Jesse. But move on, reload, forget about it.
At the end of the day, it's just fundamental football, right? They practice it all week. 5 points of pressure. Every ball carrier has to have it. They just got to do a better job moving forward.
The give on the option. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Ball sitting right at the 30. It'll be third and short. To the ground with the back. And there were some collisions in there, and the D finally stops him short of the marker. The Lobos line up to punt it away. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. First boot of the day is on its way. He was called on 3 times in that loss last week. Everybody stays in their lanes well enough, and they stop him at the 31-yard line. Air Force has it back, and the Falcon offense returns to the field. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. The offense changing the play. The toss to the right. Found a little space, and he's got 4 to the 35.
Well, we know this running back's a playmaker, and he's a guy they want to get going early and often in this game.
Also, you can wear out those big defensive linemen by making them chase.
Yeah, I like the idea of going outside. You want to mix and match it. Between the tackles, to the outside, get these big fellas running east-west.
They'll get him down, but not before he crosses the 50. He's down to the 49. That's the end of the quarter. Air Force has the lead here. We've played one. Before we move on, let's have a look at the stats. They are lined up and ready to go and get things started here in the second. First play of the period, first down here. Looking downfield on first down. On the run, still looking. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
These receivers on these scramble drills are going to have to play with a little bit more urgency because this pass rush is getting after the QB. He was flushed out to the left and wasn't able to complete that throw because of the hit he took.
What will they dial up on second, and a long way to go? The draw draws nothing except a swarm of tacklers. He stopped immediately.
And they sniffed that draw out. When the draw, you really have to sell that pass like you're going to throw the ball down the field, but the defensive line, the defense was not biting it. You could tell they were ready for it. Came, got on the running back, got him on the ground quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Well, you know who's got to love this offense picking up so many first downs? It's their own defense. David, I know you love playing on teams with great offenses.
Looking to throw on first down. Grabbed in the middle. It's gained. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. And the Falcons can really attack on this second and short. Wants to go up top. Right on the money. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down.
This offense has become a first down machine, and that is so demoralizing for the defense, especially for those star players that are playing tons of snaps. They're not subbing out as much. By the fourth quarter, they're going to be gassed.
Non-man receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he...
There he goes. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line. They saw that blitz coming, and the way to get out of it is find the tight end.
Yeah, how quick did he see that, too? He sees the blitz, understands this is a matchup where I got my big tight end, the big fella I trust. I'm going to find that matchup, get him the football for the first down.
And they'll get him down inside the 5, but this offense powering toward a score. The Falcons will try to punch it in on 1st and goal. Power ahead. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Air Force.
That was a great example of a running back toting the rock with conviction. There's not a lot of time to hesitate. If you see a split second, you see a hole, you've got to hit it right now. Nice job by the RB there.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Let's see what the Lobos offense has dialed up this time. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game. So, Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down.
A nice job being gap sound by this defense. And here you go. Watch what this offense does. They'll get right back on the ball, and they'll go really quick, so you got to be prepared.
He never had a chance on the draw. Tackled almost as soon as he got the ball. Gives it to the back on the draw. He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the 1st down.
Well, I know he was struggling to get going early in this game. That right there, though, was easily his best run so far. And this is one of the more talented running backs you're going to see in the entire nation. They need more runs like that to get this offense going if they're going to win this game.
Catch in the middle. It's Toner. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the 1st down. And the Lobos look to keep this drive humming. DB's locked up tight on the receivers. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Fires to the wideout. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. How about the zip this junior put on that ball to pick up the 1st down? The Lobos come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Rides the back and leaves it on the option. Guided out of bounds. They'll mark him down at the 14. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. We're at the 2-minute timeout, and these guys really need to build a little momentum to cut into this lead before halftime. 2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. And those two couldn't make the connection. It's an incomplete pass.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the 1st half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the 2nd half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
They'll make the stop about a yard short of the 1st down. It's 4th down, and they'll try the field goal. That is no good. Guys, a missed field goal and nothing changes. Still a 14-point game.
That's just a chip shot. That's just a field goal they got to make, guys.
They take over late in the half, enough time to put together a drive. Outside the pocket, lets it go. Working the middle. And he's down at the 41. That's a 1st down.
Well, you haven't seen a lot of incompletions from this guy now in his last 2 games out. Completed over 70% of his throws last week. He's doing it again in this game. As a head coach, you got to love the fact that your quarterback is dialed in.
To the air on 1st down. Looking for a deep man. And it falls in complete. But it could have been much, much worse as the defender was right there.
That's just a better job by the defender. He knew he was going to get challenged in this game. He knew these receivers had speed and they were going to test him. Nice job by that DB knocking it away.
Throws to the wideout. Picked off! What a play by this defense!
And that's a play the defense absolutely had to have. They've given up some big plays in this first half, and they're down on the scoreboard right now. Something positive needed to happen. Maybe that's the interception that changes the momentum in this game. It's now up to their offense to try and...
Going the other way, and he's got room. He's down at the 25-yard line, waning moments of the first half. It is a first down. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. 1st and 10, they're down to the 25. They'll ride the hot hand. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. Timeout called by the offense, and now they just have one remaining in the half. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. Back to pass. He's got an open man. Touchdown, Lobos! Made the grab and took it on in for the score.
It took them some time, but finally here at the end of the first half, they were finally able to get it right and score a touchdown. You know, I think oftentimes as an offensive coordinator, you've scripted your first 10 plays, things aren't working. You're looking for formations, you're looking for schemes you can run to finally break through, and that last drive might be what this offense needs to finally turn the corner. We'll see in the second half.
Here comes the Air Force offense back onto the field. First play of this drive comes from the 27. Mistakes are going to happen, as they did on that last drive. Now, how will they respond, Jesse?
And this is the kind of guy who's going to take full accountability. That was my bad. That's on me. I'm about to lead this offense now down the field and score some points.
Dang, Palmer, I wish I'd have played with you. I didn't play with many quarterbacks that were just like, yeah, my bad. Hey, guys, I got this. Sorry about that. It was more, you should have ran a better route.
And the Falcons with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Time running out, and he goes down at the 34. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Fellas, by the looks of things, we've had one enjoyable first half in Colorado Springs. And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might be the one that leaves here today with a big fat W. And with that, let's send it back to the guys at Falcon Stadium.
All right, Kevin, about ready to start the second half here. And the Lobos will kick it off to start the second half. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Air Force has it back, and the Falcon offense returns to the field. They got plenty done through the air in the first half, and we'll see if they even need to look for balance as we start the third quarter.
Well, and I think defensively, you understand, like the running game isn't a big part of the plan. I wonder how they adjust and play more coverage to this pass-happy offense.
Yeah, so you're going to have to be ready if you're a quarterback then. You're probably going to see some different coverages. You might see a little bit more blitz in the second half as well, so you have to know where your answers are.
Makes the stop at the 32, but he picks up 10 on that play.
Well, this offense knew coming into this game they wanted to try to attack the middle of the field in the passing game, and they're able to execute the in route there.
Just a hair too much on it from this big-armed sophomore quarterback. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Looking to fire. He'll pull it down and run. He found a little opening and got loose. They couldn't stop him in the backfield, so a solid pickup there.
Welcome to the frustrating reality of college football. Like, The guy at the quarterback spot, he can just do that. Pull it down, get positive yards, makes the defense have to account for him every single play.
Just nowhere to go against this defense to find that single yard he needed on third down.
You just got to wonder how frustrated this guy is, especially after the success he had their last game out, but just nothing going in this one. He has not been able to get himself into a rhythm. There's been way too much.
It's picked off, and that's number 10. He was trying to get that return going. Instead, he'll hand it to his offense at the 38.
Man, what a great break on the football. Nice job seeing it, squeezing. A lot of those defensive guys, man, they don't have great hands all the time, but you always remember your first interception. He'll always remember this moment.
They go to the draw, and he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. The Lobos want to move quickly.
And you gotta love this defensive performance so far. Done such a good job against a running back that you saw last week, man. He can go off. He can make big plays. He can chew some yardage up and keep an offense on schedule. Nice job by this defense locking in and shutting down the run game so far.
They're looking at a third down and short from the 33. Defense in press coverage. From the gun. Give on the inside. Still on his feet. Just across the 20 with a first down at the 19. And the Lobos come to the line with a new set of downs. Quarterback on the keeper. How about that run as he drives it all the way down to the 13-yard line? Going to work on second down in the red zone is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Gets it out fast. That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening. The Lobos trying to get a touchdown on first and goal. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. He's looking to pass. Looking to get it in. He's down at the 1, and they almost had the touchdown pass on that one. Looking for just one more yard. It's second and goal. Trying to barge their way in. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, New Mexico. The extra point here would tie the game. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and, slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
Here comes the Air Force offense back onto the field. Their lead is gone, and they'll try to grab it back on this drive. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Bought a little time, lets it go. Makes the grab. And he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain. Receivers work tirelessly, tapping that toe along the sideline, and it just looks so natural for him.
Yeah, it can't just be pat and go all the time, right? Reese just jogging down the field, ball hits you right in stride. You got to be able to make awkward body catches and do it getting your feet in bounds. That was sweet.
Slams ahead for a yard out to the 33.
I think if you're the coaching staff, you have to like what you've seen from this guy so far in the game. He's pumped out some really nice runs. Obviously, he's already scored a touchdown. Really nice run there as well. And for me, I would keep thinking about creative ways of getting this guy the ball as the game goes on here in the second half.
And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag on the field. A very productive play until it was wiped out by that penalty, and they'll go back to work. Trying to pick up a first down. On third down, he drops to throw. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. Fourth down coming up. The Falcons will send out the punt unit. Finally sending out a punter in this one. Got to make sure they earn their letter. Coverage team able to put a stop to that return at the 42-yard line. Handoff to the lone back. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
And, you know, when we talk about great third down defenses, it really starts with them getting stops on first and second down. You've got to get those stops early in the drives to set up third and long, so that's a missed opportunity on that.
And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43.
The defense just simply not fooled by the play action. Oftentimes, as an offense, you're hoping the run fake's going to slow down those pass rushers, but man, oh man, they had their ears pinned back.
Kick is in the air. He'll try to field the punt and bring it back. He'll get it out to about the 20-yard line, and that's where they'll mark him down. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. From the gun, the running back looking for room. Defense there to stop him after a gain of 1 to the 22. After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Wants to go up top. Buys a little time with his feet. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Nice job by the quarterback trying to buy time and scrambling to the right, but it was the hit that forced that incompletion.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. And the Falcons send out the punt unit. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. The coverage team was down there to corral him. They made the stop, and they'll mark it at the 39. This should be the last play of the quarter. Quick touch pass to the receiver. Plows through the defense. He steps out of bounds, and that'll be the end of quarter number 3. They fought tooth and nail through 3, and it is all locked up as we take a look at the stats. We've swapped sides of the field, and we are ready for the finish as the 4th quarter gets underway. So the final period starts with a 2nd down play. They'll leave it with him. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground.
And those little runs, man, they don't look great in the box score, but I love when an offense stays on schedule, and it makes those 3rd downs more manageable, easier, harder to attack me now from the defensive perspective trying to get to me. So it's an easy, simple play for this offense, but I love it.
And the Lobos will line up to punt it away. He'll try to really get into this one. Catches it at the 15. Found a little running room on that one. Picked up some nice blocks before he's run out of bounds. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Air Force has it back, and the Falcon offense returns to the field. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line.
Offense goes toss play to the right. Now, defensively, if you're going to stop these perimeter runs, your DBs better be able to get off blocks and go make a tackle. And right now, this secondary, they look like they're struggling trying to handle the run game.
Wants to go up top on 1st down. And the defense gets home. Yippee-ki-yay at the 35.
And a great job by the defense, dropping in zone coverage, all eyes on the quarterback, taking away the options, and then finally the pass rush gets home, gets him on the ground.
Going deep. And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at 3rd down.
And listen, as a quarterback, you're trying to find the matchup, trying to find who's open. I don't know if anybody was open, but that was not a greatly thrown football. I don't know if it was miscommunication, but the ball thrown out of bounds and just on to the next down.
Going back to the well, another deep ball. And they couldn't connect on the deep shot Let's see if things get worse. There's a flag on the field. Which way is this going to go? They'll decline that penalty, obviously very happy with the results of the play. The Falcons will call on their punt team. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. Fair catch called for and made around the 20-yard line. Let's see what the Lobos offense has in store. A rather unproductive series last time, 3 and out, and they'll try to do better this time around. He breaks a tackle. He had all kinds of company as soon as he got it. He had to fight his way back just to get to the line of scrimmage. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Back to pass. Just missed on the connection. Incomplete. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. From the gun, wants to pass. Release to the back. On target. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down. The Lobos moving quickly to the line.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be first down.
You know, the defense doesn't have an answer for this slot guy right now. They may want to think about bracketing him, having a defender play to the outside and to the inside. Probably some sort of zone coverage where you're trying to get 2 bodies, forcing the quarterback.
Touchdown, Lobos! And with that, they move out front here in the 4th.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, he hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy, the connection between quarterback, wide receiver. You can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
Here comes the Air Force offense back onto the field. Their drive chart is starting to look a little monotonous. Punt, 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 David.
And their defense is starting to get a little frustrated, too. They just keep putting me back on the field, possession after possession. Jesse, this offense needs to get their heads out of their you-know-whats.
The punter's on the sideline with the oxygen mask right now. He's been playing so much. He's not used to this. This offense, they just got to stay on the field. They've got to put a drive together and get some balance going, running and throwing the ball.
This is where you make the money on the drive. Ball at the 30, it's 3rd and short. From the gun, wants to pass. Grab near the sticks, it's Gaines. He's got enough to move the chains, and they'll spot it at the 47.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on 3rd down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. And the Falcons in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Give to the back. And the defense stops him just short of the first down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks. Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and the offense is looking for a play to close this deal out. Fires to the big fella. And he's chased out of bounds, but not before he gets the first down, stops the clock, and has them on the move trying to get the late score. He knew exactly what they needed there, made the play, and got out of bounds to stop the clock.
And you got to keep this turbo mode on, right? We got to keep going fast. The clock's running down. 4th quarter, need a score. Great execution to get the first down. We need a lot more of this on this drive.
And he does a really nice job finding open space and making a good gain before the stop is made. The Falcons can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line?
Well, the interesting thing about a run here trailing late is the defense isn't expecting it. That's the good news. Bad news, though, is you're still trailing. You need to score quickly, which means you need to be throwing the football right now.
got him downfield. He was working his way toward that goal line. They'll stop him at the 2 after the big play up top.
Really nice job there as the quarterback. Reading coverage, he knew exactly where to go with the football and at what exact time. Timing could not have been better. They get the completion on 3rd down, setting up 1st and goal.
The give. Some hard running there, but just too many defenders as he stopped for a loss.
And you got to use a timeout right now after that run play. You've got 3 in your back pocket. You can't take them with you. You're losing this game right now, so take all the time you can to make sure that your quarterback and your head coach and play caller are all on the same page.
Can the D deny them on 2nd and goal? Looking to fire. Pocket breaking down. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Falcons!
And listen to the crowd. They're going absolutely nuts. If they get the extra point, they tie this thing. In all likelihood, it's going to overtime, and they've got the home field crowd behind them. What a huge advantage in this moment.
A gutsy call to go for the deuce to try to win the game right here. Timeout is called, and the clock is down to 8.
Timeout, Air Force.
Big point after here, looking for the tie late. Timeout is called, and the clock is down to 8. They just need the extra point to deadlock this game. And the extra point was good, and we are all tied up in the 4th. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. He'll take a knee. It's a touchback save every second he can as they try to put together this final drive. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Going to the ground. Got to be smart, patient, great vision. Uses all of that to get to the 29. 4 quarters not enough to settle this one. We're headed to overtime.
And these teams have played so well, back and forth, evenly contested game. How about a little free football, Jesse?
Yeah, I love this, David. Free football. I'm finding out which of these 2 teams is the most mature. Who can settle down now with the game on the line and make the big play?
All right, guys, so here we go in overtime, and just to refresh everyone's memory, alternating possessions starting on the opponent's 25.
And you want to play defense first because you want to know what you need. That's a key philosophical approach for most teams when it comes to overtime, David.
Yeah, and remember the rule change a couple years ago, too, and the second overtime and 2-point conversion. So all this stuff is situational type football that you better have worked on throughout these weeks of the season.
First play of the first possession of OT. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. Working that left side now. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. 1st and goal as they try to jump on top here in overtime. He'll set up to throw. Looking to the end zone. Touchdown, Air Force! And they grab the lead here in overtime. This extra point would give them a 7-point lead in OT.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these 2 guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these 2 guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now in game.
Sends it back in motion. They're going to open this drive with a pass. Got it! Touchdown, New Mexico! They got the score now to see if they go for the win or the tie. That touchdown grabbed the 25th of his career.
Not surprising either. When you've got this guy's ability at that position, quarterbacks are going to be looking for you. 25 touchdown catches, that's an impressive figure.
Yeah, he's definitely one of those guys that have been so big time. Big time moments, clutch plays, makes those contested catches. He's a guy that can do everything, and that's why he's putting up such great stats.
Here in the second overtime, they'll snap it on first down. He wants to start this drive with a pass. And that's not the way they drew it up. It's incomplete. Backed up now. Here's second and long. After the incompletion, they go back up top. Not in lockstep there with the receiver.
And as a quarterback, you've got to be able to take advantage of the situation. You were given the ball in tremendous field position. You've thrown 2 straight incompletions. You can't squander this opportunity. You need a big play here.
On third and long, he has to throw for it. Makes the grab on the left. They make the stop, but not before he sets them up with a first and goal from the 10. This thing has been back and forth now. First and goal as they try to take the lead in overtime number 2. He'll keep it himself. He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here.
Well, the QB decided to keep it on that one. And listen, if you had his athleticism, you'd want to keep it too. Almost every time they run these types of option plays, but he's just going to have to do a good job of understanding when to hand it off, when to pitch it, and try to keep this defense on their heels and read his keys. He's got a lot of talent. Just got to make sure he's making the right decisions moving forward.
They've got a little work to do here on third and goal in overtime. Looking to throw on third and goal. And the Heat gets there. And they get him down at the 14-yard line.
That was a huge third down in this football game, and the defense comes up with the big sack in a big moment. Your offense got 3. Now you're...
It's blocked. Came up huge in overtime. First down, and they'll win it with any kind of score here in overtime. Quarterback making adjustments. Toss sweep to the right. He gets just inside the red zone and goes out of bounds at the 19.
At this point of the game, you just got to wonder if the defense is getting tired. Here in OT, they just don't seem to have the punch up front that like they had earlier in the game, and they're just playing on their heels.
And this one will be stopped for no gain. Man, oh man, that ball carrier was just shut down.
And I tell you what, they need some push up front too, right? They got to move those defensive linemen out of the way, at least create a hole so your running back has a chance. Not there, he didn't have it.
On third and short, they'll try to throw for it. He's got him. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a first down. Couldn't ask for better starting field position for this offense. They'll start this drive with a pass. He got it in. Ball game. What a clutch play as they win it in double overtime. What a thriller. What a confidence builder to be able to come up with a win like that in overtime.
This team has to love their ability to come up with big plays and big moments. How about in overtime, the